But to the other big story this morning, and that's, of course, the war in Ukraine. And Russia is changing its tact.
Russian military officials have signalled a change in strategy in Ukraine after claiming the Kremlin's initial goals have been mostly achieved.
It comes as the Kremlin announces a significant change in its invasion strategy, claiming the first phase of its operation has been mostly completed. That's despite frozen battles and overextended supply lines across the nation. Moscow will now focus on gaining full control of the Donbass region in the southeast.
Yes, Russia, up against fierce opposition, has decided, you know what, we're good. We don't need to go any further. We've achieved everything we want to hear. We didn't want regime change. Don't be ridiculous. Might it be because they're actually facing fierce opposition they didn't expect? Now, to me, this sounds a bit like, a guy who's been friend-zoned, like he's asked a girl out and then she's like, oh, let's just be friends. And he's like, of course, I wanted to be friends all along. I love having you just as a friend. I don't want to go all the way. The other news out of the war in Ukraine this morning is the US president has touched down in Europe.
Joe Biden touched down in Poland overnight, visiting troops working on the Ukraine border.
Joe Biden spent much of today at that border where he met with US troops who have been stationed there. He was off script for most of it, very relaxed, thanking them, even sharing a slice of pizza there.
Yes, Joe Biden went to Poland and ate that classic Polish food, pizza. Pizza, that classic Polish food. Man, this guy's... what is it with Americans and just wanting to eat, American food? Friends of mine don't even eat pizza when they're in Italy. A mate of mine went to Italy and went, oh, you know what I'm going to eat in Italy? McDonald's. Oh, what is it with Americans traveling? They're just like, I want a classic American food. Poland has the best pierogies you'll ever had. Next time you're in Poland, Joe Biden, get into those pierogies. No, seriously, though, Biden's in Europe to sign a new gas deal with Europe to supply Europe with American gas. Yay, more fracking. Everyone loves fracking, so that Europe needs less Russian gas. So to kind of economically hobble Russia a bit more. And it led to quite a bizarre response about this from Vladimir Putin.
Look, Russia's response to that, it has been swift. The Russian president today bizarrely likening himself to Harry Potter author JK Rowling, saying that he too had now been cancelled by the West.
Yes, Vladimir Putin comparing himself to Harry Potter author JK Rowling. I don't know if it's a fair comparison. I mean, after all, JK Rowling creates magical fictional worlds, whereas Putin just likes destroying them. But also, Putin, do some research here. Rowling got cancelled for her anti-trans views, and your views, your homophobic policies, which have it led to banning so-called gay propaganda and have led to an increase in hate violence and arrests of LGBT activists. I think if Twitter knew more about this, you'd be cancelled too. Homophobic war criminals aren't really huge in the LGBTQ plus communities. I think you'd be cancelled for that, not the gas deal thing. Anyways, on to lighter news about the war in Ukraine, and the music world is coming out to support Ukraine.
Some of the world's biggest stars have put their names behind an international charity concert that will take place in Poland's capital Warsaw tomorrow.
Oh yes, the world's biggest stars, according to Richard Wilkins, taking part in a music festival in Poland to support Ukraine. Who are these world's biggest stars, Richard Wilkins?
Mila Kunis, who was of course born in Ukraine, Ashton Kutcher, her hubby, Fatboy Slim, and Craig David, just some of those taking part.
Yes, what a lineup, Craig David and Ashton Kutcher in the same place. I mean, it's not surprising that Craig David was available. I hear he's available Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday.